Hello, collective. So part 2. So we're going to go to the top of this, okay? Top of the spread, which is the devil, the 4 of swords, and the 6 of swords. So the devil, attachments, addictions, ways that you have lived your life for a very long time and been very stubborn to change, resistant to change, okay? Caught by your own whatever, fill in the blank, okay? But now we're at a point where you're on the 4 of swords. So releasing yourself. I know that you're in some process, or you're almost there, where you understand that you need to release yourself and let go of these things. Let go of the things that bind you. Let go of soul ties. Let go of addictions. And it's about steps. So obviously you can't just do everything in one. But maybe if you don't necessarily, maybe there's someone in your life that means you well. And maybe if you are so used to the opposite of that, maybe it's so ingrained in you, your way of thinking, right? That somebody is out for their own benefit, that somebody wants to get one over on you. Maybe because you learned that at an early age, you saw that at an early age, and you became that yourself. So now it is unfathomable to meet somebody who may be of a good virtue towards you, right? Maybe look at how you've been living your life. And if there is somebody like that in your life, maybe open up to some of the things that they've tried to communicate with you. If it was to look at yourself, if it was to examine yourself, maybe heed that for a minute, to self-evaluate, right? You know that there's something that needs to change. And the thing is, change is so scary. But it could be a really good thing. Leaving something that is toxic. I'm going to tell you now that it is not anything ordained by God if you have a man that is purposefully manipulating you or conniving towards you. There is nothing spiritual. You know, everyone gets hurt in relationships, but there is nothing spiritual about someone who wants to make you hurt. Just regular friendship is about uplifting someone. Do you really think that love doesn't include that? If just regular friendship is to build you up, don't you think your partner is supposed to be the epitome of all? So, if you were holding on to a negative attachment, whatever that is, person, place, thing, if you were holding on to a negative attachment, how has that attachment truly benefited you? And then what attracted you to that attachment? Was it your own upbringing? And even though you changed, somehow you came back in contact with this. What that means is that you got to look at this situation and see what it is. Were you being tested to really look at a person deeply and their intentions? Were you being trained to truly listen to your intuition about somebody? People can only hold on for a little while, and then after that, it's red flag after red flag. And you know, you have dreams. You know, you can read someone. You know, you can even read, God forgive me, you can even read like pets. And the difference in how they act towards you. You know. You knew. So fine. Cut the cord. Whatever side you're on, cut the cord. If you know that you were acting a certain type of way and you would like to change your life, start small. Start small by whatever negative behavior that you have. Start small. Start one by one. If you were in the process of healing and you know you need to move on to some calmer water, start by being honest with yourself. Not in denial. Not in denial on what you need to fix for yourself, and not in denial for whatever that person, place, or thing that was in your life that really added absolutely no value. but was a lesson. But now that lesson is over. And for those of you who are moving on, congratulations, because you understood you got to get in that boat with whatever you got and speed away, because it's just not for you. Whatever that experience was, you were to learn that that is not for you. But you were just to learn also, cut this stuff off quickly. Again, you may feel lonely, but you are never alone. So sometimes we want to fill that void, right? And you can convince yourself that you only fill in that void for a little bit, but then a little bit turns into a longer bit. And then you've missed out on opportunities and experiences that came along or were to come along because you were so busy dealing with something that you already knew was not it. That is the truth that you must sit in to move forward. That is the mirror in which you need to look upon to understand that it wasn't for me. It's not for me. I can't keep living like this. This is not the reflection of who I am. And if I keep up with this, if I keep dealing with this, then I am who I am. Because you truly are the company that you keep in some form or fashion. Even if you don't know everything, you know enough. You knew enough. And by knowing enough, by having that, you still knew that it was not the company to keep. Understand your value. Understand who you are. And it is not about feeling better than anybody. But truly, if you do live a certain lifestyle and the person that you are dealing with or the situation that you are in or the substances that you are indulging in is not who you are or who you're supposed to be or what you were called or who you were called to be here as. Be real about that. That's the only way. The only way out is in. That's it. That's it. It's very hard, but it's so doable. You just have to be strong. You just have to know your strength. You are strong. You just have to know it and believe it. And don't let nobody tell you different. Never let anyone tell you who you are. Know who you are first, and then you double down. Period. I'll see you later, collective.